Peace, family. I am Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. Tonight, it is no coincidence that I am going over SHANI Dave and Saturn in your celestial family. So, welcome back, Light Beams. Shouts out to the HOC, House of Chi. Shouts out to the Occult College, Gang Gang. Here I am on the late night special. We're going to be talking about Saturn. So, for those of you who got the heads up in the community tab, welcome. For those of you who got the heads up in the Facebook group, welcome. For those of you who are happening upon this video, it's no mistake. It's no mistake. You are here on purpose. So, peace to you all and welcome. Pull up a chair, pull up a notepad. This is going to be a very gift packed session that we're going to have with one another today. I hope to remove some of the fears and the apprehensions that some of you may have with working with Saturn. So, peace, the dope goddess. Welcome. Always great to see you in the chat. What up, what up, what up? All right. Everyone here who has been following my celestial family, my planets, has had some beautiful reflections that they've shared with me. And some, although I find them beautiful, maybe in your sharing them, don't feel they're that beautiful because they're a little challenging. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is going to help you to understand more of what energy in your celestial family is going to assist you with those things that are challenging. All right. And why you're going to appreciate doing this work with Saturn. By the end of this video, you will be all about embracing this side of life. Hopefully, if you're smart. All right. Peace. What up, Faith? What up, Angle May? I see you in the chat. What up, what up, what up, T? All right. So press 1 in the chat if you can see me and hear me clearly. Press 1 in the chat if you're ready to go. You have your notebooks. Maybe you have something to sip on, some water. A little water, maybe. All right. I have me some green matcha. Hopefully I don't spill it all over myself, but it won't matter. Why? Because I am wearing black. So, all right. Peace, Nazi. The fairy gang's in the building. All right. While I wait for a few more of you to get on here, I wanted to touch on the artistic piece that is due for everyone who is part of the official family, and just touch on one of the pieces of why some of you have been reluctant to share your artistic expressions of how you have interpreted your relationships and your understandings with the planets. Okay. So, one thing that I was sharing inside the chat, inside our Facebook group, and if you want to join us, just hit me up, Chi Vital on Facebook, and I will add you to the group. Right? I was talking about how we are more likely to reluctant to share our artistic expressions, whether it's poetry, a literary piece, artistic painting, some type of visual art, dance, music, lyrics, whether it be abstract or straightforward. When it comes to our artwork, it's because the space in which our artistry comes from is more so the occult side. It comes from our subconscious. When I ask you to put on paper, something in an artistic fashion. I'm asking you to bring to life the parts of yourself that have integrated information within the subconscious mind. And because it's in your subconscious mind, it becomes hidden, it becomes very private, it becomes more sensitive. However, what I was sharing about it being a gift is because once you can pull it from your subconscious mind out onto paper in some type of creative expression, you deepen your relationship with that understanding and create a level of integration that is more solid, is more long lasting, and you can implement the changes on in a positive way, more so in your life by being able to see it in your space more frequently, because it will remind you of some of the subtle changes that have occurred, not just at the brain level, but at the subconscious soul level. Because we're talking about these energies that exist within our soul makeup. Okay, our celestial family connects us to the celestial bodies that govern this planet and this incarnation that we are in. Press 1 in the chat if that makes sense to you. All right. So, as I speak to you about upping the ante on integrating this high knowledge, this occult knowledge, we get to Saturn. Saturn is known as a planet of perfection, right? Saturn is known as a highly spiritual planet. Saturn is known as the planet of discipline. Saturn is also known as the planet of being hardworking, very ambitious, enduring, restrictive, having limitations, can be the planet of your sorrows. Other characteristics are meticulous. What else? I'll continue to give you some adjectives that describe Saturn. But what we need to embrace here about Saturn is that Saturn, one most important piece is that Saturn speaks to practicality within the realms of detachment and attainment of certain goals, which bring you to perfection in the highest form of spirituality. I'll break this piece down. A lot of people get intimidated by Saturn's influence because when we hear the word perfection, we tend to think of an aspect of ourselves or reality that is unattainable. The reason why this is intimidating is obvious. If in your conscious mind you find that certain levels of perfection are unattainable, your ego, and even the practical part of your programming thus far is going to tell you that you might as well not attempt to do whatever task is at hand, or activity, or make certain changes to obtain this level of perfection because it's unrealistic. It's not going to happen anyway. Okay? Here's where one piece of that is Saturn speaking, and then the other piece is more so other negative influences around your Saturn. Saturn wants you to reach levels of realistic perfection. So, An example of that would be you want to have a very healthy and fit body, okay? You have to change your eating. You have to be disciplined about your workout regimen. You have to spend time in an environment that is going to encourage your fitness. The perfected outcome is going to be whatever is the highest level of fitness your body can reach. Okay? The difference between, for example, like a Jupiterian idea of reaching a desire and Saturn's desire for reaching this perfection is, if you are naturally skinny, right? You have a skinny physique and you're like, I want to get fit, because you can be skinny fat or like skinny out of shape. Okay. I want to get really fit. Saturn says, yes, do all of those things. But at the end of the day, the level of fitness or the visual of what you think is fit and beautiful that you want to attain, if it includes that suddenly you are like really thick, have a huge ass, your titties are really big, and then you got a snatched waist, and you're thinking to attain that without cosmetic surgery, Saturn is not going to grant you that because you worked really hard physically working out at the gym. That's not perfection, okay? Perfection, according to Saturn, is realizing those practical things about your physical body, what it's capable of attaining through your hard work and dedication, in your endurance and your patience, versus what you imagine you're capable of attaining through your hard work. Okay, so it's like, here's the reality of what you can attain. This is what I want to encourage you to reach, versus here's a picture of what you want to attain. No matter how hard you work, you're not going to get there. Saturn has no desire to participate in your delusions. Okay? So, one of the things, like the bad rap that Saturn will get, is that Saturn's not going to entertain your bullshit. Saturn's not going to entertain your delusions. So for all of our law of attraction folks, right? Trust me, there's an aspect of that I genuinely believe in. But I do know through Saturn, and Saturn being able to provide us with that level of practicality and true spiritualism, which is not escapism, okay? Lets me know that one part is law of attraction is not just sitting and waiting for a certain outcome. It includes making decisions to change the environment that I live in. It includes making decisions to change the people that I surround myself with. It definitely requires that I spend time alone. Saturn requires that you spend time in contemplation in order for you to realize exactly what you need to narrow down your vision so that you can focus on the most important thing that you need to overcome to attain this particular area of your life, which is definitely tied into your karma. Okay? While Saturn likes to spend time alone in quiet contemplation It is not sitting in quiet contemplation, being self-absorbed for the sake of self, but it is self-absorbed for that moment for the sake of service to others. Because through service to others, Saturn shows us where our gifts to clearing our karmic debt can be attained. Saturn is satisfied, and then you can receive the blessings of what will truly bring you satisfaction. That makes sense? So, most times, one of the most difficult questions to answer is, well, what do you want? A lot of people spend endless amounts of time. I want to manifest this and I want to manifest that, and this is what I want. And what happens is that the more that your vision of what you want to attain is this wide, is it less likely you are going to be able to attain any of them. So what can be frustrating about Saturn is that Saturn will say to you, you want 5 different things. But in reality, there is one thing that will unlock the next thing, that will unlock the next thing, and so forth and so on. And so Saturn will do this to your vision. Take your vision from here to here. Okay? Which will eventually speed up your process to attaining that thing. The issue is that before you get from here to here, Saturn takes its time. All right? So technically, right, from an astrological point of view, Saturn has the injury at the Achilles. Okay? So imagine that Saturn has this slow gait. Saturn is the planet that takes the longest to make its entire trip around your chart, okay, around 30 years. Just because Saturn takes its time doesn't mean that it's not going to deliver. It means that it wants to make sure that you really understand what is in front of you, the details of your life. Okay? It requires a certain level of maturity before it can bestow upon you like the ultimate gifts of what this incarnation brings. Saturn requires the maturity. All right? So I'm going to give you 3 particular positions to look for within your chart to help you. Okay, these are going to help you, give you some major clues as to where Saturn's influence is strongest and what it is that Saturn desires for you to accomplish in order to feel satisfied and move along. All right. So, for those of you who see the magical square that has been posted in the community tab on HOC and inside the HOC group, you'll notice that the number that is associated with Saturn is 33. Okay? What's beautiful about this secret is that at about age 33 is when Saturn finally starts to ease up. Okay? So I want you to write that down. So you can go back. If you have not reached 33 yet and you are currently experiencing your Saturn return, right? Then you can look forward to, by between 30 and 33, you'll start to see how things are going to ease up. But it is by age 36 that maturity is peaked. All right? I'll give you the 3 things to look at in just a moment. Aspects of Saturn that you can see are people of authority, okay? Older siblings, those who are a prison. For your dreamers out there who like to learn some symbolism, toilets, sinks, let's see, soiled clothing, dead things, old things. For those who are practitioners of the physical body and just for yourself, Saturn governs your immune system, your connective tissue. So that is the tissue that holds all the organs together. Saturn can cause, Saturn also governs your pets. For those of you who are my animal lovers, Saturn would be responsible for impotence. So if you're having any trouble having children, you can look to see what is going on with Saturn in your chart. When Saturn comes around, Saturn can cause you to lose certain things. Now, most times what you lose, you're like, WTF. But remember that Saturn is one of the most spiritual planets, okay? In spirituality, in the highest expressions of it, there's something called renunciation. Renunciation has everything to do with detachment. Detachment is important to understand because it is not the same as escapism. Detachment, for example, is that Saturn will see that you are attached to certain relationships, circumstances, things, people, places that will slow you down on your journey to rising to the occasion of what you came here for. Now, that's a big deal because, first of all, most people are not really aware of what they don't remember what they came here for. Okay. And so when they get really cozy in certain relationships or things that they're used to, that those comforts, it feels like it just belongs there. So when they are ripped from our reality, it can really shock the system because it's like, well, what's the point of that? It's not to beat you up, okay? But Saturn does put you more in a place of isolation so that you can contemplate the deeper meanings of the life that you have lived so far. Saturn is going to decide that you don't need the extra weight. for where you're going. And if you spend time meditating to contemplate on self and how you'll be able to be of more service in the area where Saturn is pointing to, is your area of service to satisfy your karmic debts, right? Then you'll be at more peace in a state of acceptance with what the reality is. All right? Because if you really keep it 100 with yourself, you'll realize that if you try to continue on your journey with some of the things or crutches or comforts that you have, you probably will not accomplish the fullness of what you came here to accomplish. And that's it can be a hard like chin check, because that level of growth is just not comfortable. It's just not. That's just the plain facts. Okay? So, press 1 if you've already gone through that. You already know the deal. Dope Goddess said 33 is my favorite number. I have it tattooed on my arm. 33 is the age I lost all my fake friends. That was that peak moment. You lost that dead weight so that you can start to speed up the process here. Okay? We want to thank Saturn for these realities and these reality checks, because if it weren't for these reality checks, we could very well keep moving through life blaming other circumstances, people, or experiences for our lack of accomplishments. All right? The thing with Saturn is that Saturn is very observant. Saturn is the aspect of yourself or an expression of people that you may know where they can see an issue, they will note the issue, and they will go and spend time in contemplation about how to solve the issue, and they will move forward and take a practical approach to solving it without ever talking about it, dramatizing it, talking about who's to blame, this, that, and the third. Okay? That is a very Saturn type of energy. All right? So it's very mature. Okay? Saturn is the kind of maturity that comes from what you really experience in life. So, pardon me, Saturn's fear, because Saturn is also associated with fear, comes from a place of experience. Okay? It's not the kind of fear like with Rahu, which we haven't gotten into, and definitely only going to go through that with the occult college. Okay? But like, for example, and this is just a bone for you to have, Rahu creates fear that is unfounded. It's like, I'm scared of heights, but I've never been anywhere high and fallen off and hurt myself. Saturn's fear is, I was crossing a bridge and I actually fell off of the bridge. So anytime I go on a bridge, I feel anxiety and I'm fearful. Okay? So that's something that you can note. All right? There are fears that are founded. There are fears that are unfounded. We ain't got time for the unfounded fears. We want to stick with what makes sense so that we are more mature and wise about where we go, how we move. So we don't waste time and we don't put ourselves in a negative situation. Okay? Thumbs up. That makes sense. So, why I find that the timing of us talking about Saturn is so right on time, which, I'm not surprised at this point, but you gotta still love when you're in alignment. Because when you're in alignment, things do definitely come together without as much effort, right? So Saturn went retrograde, okay? And Saturn now is retrograde in Capricorn today. So Capricorn being the home of Saturn, okay? Also Aquarius, but Saturn and Capricorn. This means that this influence of Saturn's retrograde, okay, Saturn's return, everybody is under this influence, okay? Everybody is going to feel some aspect of this retrograde. So, as a very intelligent and wise occultist, from this time until Saturn goes direct in October, it would be a great practice for you to, on Saturdays, the first thing in the morning, you spend an hour right at sunrise by yourself in silence after hitting the mantra that I'm going to give you. Okay? Because this practice is going to help to give you more meaning for what it is that you are reviewing around Saturn in your incarnation this time around. And it is the only time that you're going to be able to develop a very strong sensibility of what Saturn is trying to reveal to you. It's not going to happen in a group. It's not going to happen, while you're just all over the place. You'll have to commit Saturn to a dedicated Saturn, practice Saturn, of silent Saturn, contemplation Saturn, in order to receive the gifts, the karmic gifts of Saturn. All right? Here's the thing. You commit to it, stick with it, okay? Because I can tell you that it's going to be helpful, but if you don't do it, I can't, there's nothing I can do about that. So here you go. 3 keys to look at before you start this practice, okay? First, the secret. I'm going to start with the secret of Saturn. Find where Saturn is in your chart, okay? And you're going to treat it as your first house. This is the same as saying put Saturn on the ascendant, okay? You're going to put Saturn on the ascendant, and then you're going to look at the planet or the house that is, not the planet. You're going to look at the house that is right before it, which would be your 12th house. Okay? 12th house to Saturn is going to show you your Achilles. This is where you see the delays and the limitations and restrictions and the thing that is taking a long time for you to get through, where you find your frustrations, and they're related to Saturn. This is a huge deal. Knowing is half the battle. So if you see it, first of all, you don't have to put in the group what it is, like where it is, but I want you to share with the group. Let me make this really clear. When you post in the group, You can say, I put Saturn on the ascendant. And the thing that challenges my life the most was blah, blah, blah. And I found it there. Okay? So if you want to really, really see how this works, think about what has been like constantly a pain in the ankle, but a pain. Like you've really, really been trying to figure out, like, why can't I just, like, why is it such a frustrating area of my life? Okay. Tajane, I just explained what it means to put Saturn on the ascendant. It means to look at your chart, find where Saturn is. Okay. So I know it's going to be backwards on, yeah, it's going to be backwards on the screen. But I'll just draw a little circle here. Okay. I needed it to be bigger. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to be very beautiful. Okay. All right, I'm missing some here. Missing some here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, it's not even, okay? Watch this. Let's say I have Saturn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Can everyone see this? Can everyone see this? Okay. So this is Saturn. Okay. See Saturn here? This is for this, it's in the 6th house. All right. So if I were to move this and put it on the ascendant, I would make it the 1st house. All right. Which would make the 5th house my 12th house. So if I put Saturn on the 1st, right behind it is the 12th. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way around. It's 12 houses. All right. So you think about it. If your Saturn is here in the 6th house, the 5th house is the 12th. This area right here is going to tell you, cool, where you're having a lag. Okay. Where things are going to be quite frustrating and it's going to take a while. Now, if you haven't gotten to that point yet in your life and you get to know that, you can sit and go, all right, this is going to require that I get mature about circumstances surrounding this area of my life. All right. If you're past that, you can go ahead and work a little harder to realize a higher level of maturity so that you can gain even more blessings out of that part of your life. Okay? That's the first gift I'm giving to you because I've been there. Well, it's not really. I had to mature to a level of like, okay, I see. Sometimes it can make you really shake. The second thing The second gift and reward I'm going to give you for your Saturn retrograde in Capricorn time is that the sixth house, okay, we're back to still keeping Saturn on the ascendant. The sixth house from Saturn is going to be the house of service. Okay, is going to describe the characteristics around the service that you need to be in order to satisfy Saturn. All right, so here's this Saturn on ascendant. This is our 1. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so in this chart, it's in the 12th house. 12th house related things is going to be where your service needs to be. So, like, you don't have to be an astrologer to gain some insight into how to work with your celestial family. You do need to be disciplined in following the instructions that I'm giving you so that you can work for yourself. This is really self-knowledge, okay? This is the way to master yourself. This is the way to really understand things about your soul print that you don't want to put just in the hands of someone else to tell you. You want to be able to see it for yourself and be able to call it true or false. Do you see it? You don't see it. Okay? So for this, when you find your house of service, all you should be looking at are qualities of, for example, like this falls in the 12th house. All I'm looking up are qualities of the 12th house. Because you know yourself. You definitely know yourself better than anyone else. So if that's the case, then I'm looking up the qualities of the 12th house. I'm going to go, okay, I know that I have an opportunity to work in a temple. I should spend some more time there, being of service. Maybe I'll help to clean the bathrooms. Maybe I'll help to feed the people there in this temple. Maybe I'll spend more time studying with a spiritual teacher or some sort. Okay? Whatever is associated with the 12th house, I'll know through my own actual life what opportunities are there for me in order to satisfy Saturn. All right? Next gift I'm giving to you is that the 9th house from Saturn, when you place it on the ascendant, is where the energy is exalted. Okay? And that is where around the age of 33, you're going to see those qualities come forth. So, something for you all to look forward to or to reflect back on, right? Here I am, Saturn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so the 9th house. 9th house is where by age 33, the energy of Saturn is exalted there. And you will see movement there. You will see benefits from Saturn in your life. So who's ready for the mantra? So they can get started on working with Saturn during this opportune time. Press 1 in the chat if you're ready. Tajane said, wow, makes so much sense. You're welcome, love. You're welcome. Master Key, always on time. All right. So I have the mantra in the description box below. I'll do it here. Okay. So it's Om Pram Preem Pram Saha Shanayishraya Namaha. Om Pram Preem Pram Saha Shanayishraya Namaha. Om Pram Preem Pram Saha Shanayishraya Namaha. So you're going to chant it 108 times. Okay. You all can practice. Y'all can start from tonight. Y'all can do it tomorrow. But the exercise that I gave you earlier in the video, get into it. Get into it. Prepare yourself for it. Let your families know. You know, it's going to be quiet this first hour on Saturday morning for me. Okay? What I want you all to do is I want you to have for tomorrow's meditation a white and a black candle. The black candle is absolutely for Saturn. Okay, Saturn is represented a dark blue, black, and dark brown. And there is no direction for you right now because you can use this bija mantra for Saturn even when you're traveling, you're walking, you're on your way to work. You can do that. You're by yourself, you're chilling. You don't have to be by yourself. Like it's not like you can't do this chant and other people are around. But I already explained some of the benefits of having that alone time. Otherwise, sitting at your altars that should be placed in the east or the northeast are fine. Okay? So, I hope you all are looking forward to meditation for tomorrow. I will have another video early on tomorrow so that we can all be on the same page for tomorrow's full moon in Capricorn. All right? Much love to you all. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Peace, love, and bliss. It's been a blast. Talk to you soon.